everyone. So I'm going to be working with my How to Kill a Kit with Style today. And I'm also going to be playing with these fun Stamp Market stamps. And I have some white cardstock. And then this should look very, very familiar to you. I decided I wanted to work with this Chamel sketch again. This is the one I did on Wednesday, but this time we're going to do it as an 8.5 by 11 layout. So I'm going to follow it. So on Wednesday, I flipped it 90 degrees. This time we're going to leave it just the way it is. Because if you remember my video on Wednesday, I said how great it was to use with embellishments, to use up embellishments. And so I wanted to use it again. So I went through my kit. I pulled all the embellishments off to the side. And I have some a couple sheets of paper. And now I am just going to go ahead and get working on my stamps. So I didn't leave myself a lot of room at the beginning to tell you what this video is all about. So I'm starting a new series with my friend Natalie Dill. She is also on a Cherry on Top's design team. And her and I are starting a series that will be a monthly series called 80/20. And we are challenging each other to create layouts that have very little paper and lots of embellishments. So the idea being 80% embellishments, 20% paper. I also was like super excited. I really wanted to work with these stamps again because I wanted to show you this cute, cool little trick. So I purchased some adhesive sheets. I purchased 2 different brands to kind of play with and see what I thought of them. This one is from Elizabeth Crafts, and then I also purchased some from Sizzix, just to see which one I liked better, if there was much of a difference between the two, things like that. So I am going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back of these 6x6 papers that I've cut. So these are it's just cardstock scraps. I found ones that would do that I could cut down to 6x6 of white cardstock. And I'm going to do 2 on camera. I do end up needing a third one in the end, but I can honestly say when it's all said and done, I don't see a huge difference between the 2. They were both easy to use. They both came apart easily, but we're gonna make some alphabet stickers. So you know how much I love these Stamp Market stamps. I love them. And I thought I think I mentioned in one of my videos that I used them on that I thought adhesive sheets would be a good use, that they would work really well to make these into stickers. And one of my amazing subscribers, Joan, who always gives me the sweetest, kindest, most amazing comments on all of my videos, and I adore her. So a huge, enormous shout out to Joan. She commented on one of my videos that these adhesive sheets worked really well. She got these stamps from the Stamp Market, and the adhesive sheets worked fabulous, and she said I should definitely give them a try. And so I went ahead and ordered 2 different brands of them. And like I said, I think they're both kind of similar in price. These are the 6x6 sheets. I know they sell them on like big, huge rolls, but I think that this is a good, if you're just going to use them for these stamps, which is my plan, I think this is a good way to purchase them in these 6x6 sheets. And so I'm super happy with how these turned out, you guys. These turned out so nice. So I'm going to start by stamping. I'm going to stamp the big alphabet and the little alphabet. I'm going to make myself, I think I stamped each twice. So I stamped the little alphabet twice, and I stamped the big alphabet twice. That did require me to kind of off camera make a 3rd adhesive backed cardstock sheet, but that was okay. So I'm going to create some peachy pink alphabets using Coral Cabana ink from Catherine Pooler. I'm just going to adjust these. I was trying to see if there was a way I could space them, that I could get 2 sets of alphabets onto one 6x6 pad, but I couldn't with these large alphas. And also, none of this got wasted, so that little piece at the end, I saved and reserved that. And I thought, well, the next time I die cut something else that would fit on that white cardstock, I'd go ahead and do that and just make another sticker. So I'm going to stamp this a couple of times to get a really nice dark, well stamped image, because these stamps, well, this one, not so much the little one, but the big one is quite large. And even when you're using a MISTI, sometimes you really got to get those large stamps. You got to definitely have to stamp them more than once, just to get firm, even pressure. Make sure you don't miss the spot, things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to do all of the stamping. Like I said, I did end up making another 6x6 sheet of white cardstock. So if you want to do something similar with your stamps, you'll need three 6x6 adhesive sheets and 3 6x6 white cardstock. And now I'm just going to go ahead and die cut. So I die cut all the big letters. You see them there, the huge mess of letters to the left of my cutting mat. I have just an older style Sizzix Big Shot. It's a monster of a machine. Someday I promise myself I'll upgrade it, because I know that there are like lovely machines out there these days. But for now, this is just tried and true and it works. So we're going to keep doing it. Sometimes the handle falls off though, so there is that. So I'm just going to go ahead and die cut this. I left the die cutting of this stamp on just to give you an idea of how you can take them off of the die without like keeping them together, if that makes sense. So when you die cut them with adhesive, because of that adhesive, they kind of want to, the letters kind of want to stay together. They'll be cut all the way through, but they'll still kind of want to stick to each other. And I love that because it means I can like pull this up. It's all one big piece. I can take off the Post-it tape that I use to hold the die in place. And then I can use, now I use my scissors, but you could totally use like any kind of pokey tool type thing that you have that you want to use. Definitely any of those kinds of things would work. But see how the dies kind of stay in there? They don't all fall out. That's because of the adhesive. So I'm just going to trim off the edge you see, and then I'm going to keep those pieces. I'm showing you that I'm keeping those adhesive pieces because I will use them for something else, I'm sure. I'm just going to go ahead and poke out all these letters, and now I have all the letters. And we can go ahead and get to work on the rest of our layout. This video today definitely falls under the category of longer and more process in it, just because I really wanted to keep those stamps in there. I know I got mine from the Redefined Creative Shop. You can also get them at Stamp Market's website. Either place I have them, but they're both, those stamps are just, if you're a scrapbooker, those stamps are just fabulous with the dies. That I cannot stress enough how much I love them. You will never run out of alphabets again. So I'm just going to cut my photos down. I had that one was 2 pictures of the Benedum Center, and I wanted to cut them in half, so I had 3 separate 3x4 photos. They were collaged, 2 3x4s on a 4x6. Everyone always asks me how I do that. Project Life app. And it's the only thing I use the Project Life app for, but it works really well for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and ink. I ink up most of my layers, but not everything. You'll see as I go through, I didn't like the look of the ink on the letters, the tile letters that I die cut. So I didn't use it on that, but a lot of the other layers did get some Distress Oxide ink in Vintage Photo, just because I always think Maggie Holmes' layouts have that kind of like brown, goldish loveliness to it. So the white cardstock is just 8.5 by 11. It's just Nina cardstock, 80-pound weight. Wait, is it 80-pound weight or did I buy a bigger weight this time? Hold on, let me look. I forget. I always forget. It's 90-pound. Okay, same thing. So it's 90-pound weight. It's not very thick. And then that peachy pink paper, which is where I color matched my letters to, is cut down to 8 1/4 by 10 3/4 to give you just a nice white mat. I went ahead and grabbed 3 scraps of paper from my How to Kill a Kit, and I just went ahead and matted my 3 photos. I'm going to go ahead and place them down just like they are in the sketch, and now I'm going to go through my die cuts. So this is an 8.5 by 11 layout, yes, but because of the orientation of the photos, we can use some of these nice big, huge die cuts on this page, I decide that I'm going to go ahead and layer up a tag and a flower beside each of my photos. I liked the idea of having the tags there, and I found a tag that color matched and looked like one of the matte papers that I had used for my photos. So that really helped to keep it very cohesive. I also really, really liked the idea of having a flower kind of layered over the tag. And then, of course, we're going to go ahead and layer more on top of those. So this is a lot of layers. It does look a little bit different. So when I did this exact same sketch on Wednesday and I turned it 90 degrees, I had kind of like floating embellishments that were almost collaged. And they weren't necessarily a lot of layered on top of each other type of embellishing. We're going to do a little bit more of like layered on top of each other embellishing for this particular collection and for this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and start kind of getting everything glued down where I want it. And I'll talk to you a little bit about my photos. So I am a theater girl. I love the theater. I love musicals. Love, love, love. I have seen the Phantom of the Opera and Beauty and the Beast more than once. I've seen the Phantom of the Opera maybe 3 times. I love the theater. So we live outside of Pittsburgh. It's just a little bit to drive into Pittsburgh, and so we quite often go to the Benedum Center at least once a year, if not twice. I think this 2018, 2019, we went twice. And this particular day, we went to see Beauty and the Beast. So my husband also takes my boys for the symphony. I'm not big into the symphony, but they really like the shows where they play like Star Wars or Star Trek up on a big screen, and then the symphony, the orchestra, plays all the music. So they go to those quite often. I think they've gone to a couple that are musicians too, but I can't remember. Anyway, so this was our little date night. We went, my husband and I together, just the two of us, we went out to the Benedum Center and we saw Beauty and the Beast, the musical. So I'm going to go and add my title to the first tag. The second tag is going to have the date we went. The third is going to have the place we saw the show at. These photos is the marquee on the outside of the Benedum Center. Then the inside of the theater, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then the third photo is just when they have that opening screen. You're not allowed to take pictures of the actual show, which was okay. Because once the show starts, I'm not taking pictures anyway. I'm watching the show. And I have these 3 photos, and then I have one more I need to scrapbook from this show that was really nice. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to find my letters, have my title, and then I can just pull that backing off, and I have a sticker. Now, this is not forgiving adhesive. I will tell you, neither one of these are forgiving adhesive. Both the Elizabeth Craft and the Sizzix stick, and they stick like nobody's business. So make sure you get your placement right, because once you stick them down, they ain't going nowhere. I thought perhaps you guys would maybe not enjoy seeing me pull adhesive off the back of letters and then stick them down. So I skipped ahead a little bit also because I just couldn't, I didn't want this particular video to go over 20 minutes, which it was kind of leaning towards. So now I'm going through all my stickers, and we're just going to layer stickers. I'm going to layer some fray stickers. I put those beautiful fabric gold leaves down the left side of my page. I kind of alternate where they were. I don't want to leave them just like that. I want to put something small over top of them. Kind of like the gold is very prominent. I'm also going to mix metals like a crazy girl on this layout. So some of the things I'm going to place down are gold, and some are rose gold, and some is silver. And I'm okay with all of that. I thought about these roses because Beauty and the Beast, but they're so dimensional. And that's why they're still closed, because I got them in the mail and they are so dimensional, and I'm not a big dimensional girl. I don't mind it. I like puffy stickers. I like a little bit of dimension, but those are like, they're like, like really thick. So we'll see what I do with them. I was actually considering the idea of putting all of them, like an entire pack of them, on one page. So I had one page in my album. That's the fat page. That's the thick page. But so what I'm going to do here is I'm just picking stickers. I'm picking stickers and picking things up and tucking things down and just making clusters. I like to be able to see the different layers, so I'm definitely not putting anything that's going to be like too big. I didn't really like this particular page. I wasn't keen on things kind of being off the side. I didn't mind covering up part of my photos, and I was, because there's a lot of the pictures have strange people I don't know in them. So I knew like the top, the crowd I could cover up that was under the marquee. I just really wanted the top in the marquee and things like that. I decided to give this rose a bit of a pop-up with some dimensional adhesive. I am so glad my phone can keep up with my craziness and autofocus so well. I really do appreciate the ability of my iPhone to autofocus as well as it does. So I'm going to go ahead here. I'm just looking. I'm just looking for cute things. I don't want bugs or bunnies. I love the flowers. I think I used all of the flowers I had. I loved this little rosette, and I thought it would work perfectly. Now, just so we're clear, this rosette is dimensional, but those roses are taller than the rosette. I just don't know what I'm going to do with those roses. They're so thick. If you have a good idea, let me know in the comments below, because I would like to use them up. I would like to just open that package maybe and just use them all on something. Maybe that'll be the way that I use them later on this month. We'll see. I'm going to add some more phrase stickers, just all kinds of little bits and pieces, because you know what? It's Beauty and the Beast. It's like my favorite story ever. It's my favorite Disney movie ever. So yeah, I love the musical. I pretty much can recite most of it by heart. I don't know if that's sad or not. Maybe it's sad, maybe it's not. I don't know. I like it. I'm going to try out this wreath. I'm going to decide I don't like it. And then I think this is about it. I'm just sticking stuff in where I think it should go. When I'm happy with it all, I'm going to flip it over and trim off this little leaf. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have enjoyed this crazy week and all of the content I've been able to put together for you. I'm going to take a few days off. There won't be a new video again until Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not going to take the weekend off because I'm part of a YouTube Hop Sunday. Never mind that. Okay. Well, we'll see you guys all on Sunday. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I'll talk to y'all again soon. Oh, Natalie, make sure to hop over to Natalie's YouTube channel. Take a peek at what she has for you. Say hello to her. She's such a sweetheart. Her YouTube channel is very new, but it's absolutely lovely. So definitely head over there and check out her video. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Bye.